This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. Members of the Native American community stood outside an Albuquerque Public Schools board meeting Wednesday night, calling on officials to take action against a teacher accused of having students eat dog food, calling a Native student a bloody Indian, and cutting another Native student's braid. People packed the meeting while 30 speakers, including parents, students, educators, and community members, signed up for the public forum to address the October 31st incident at Cibola High School. Speaker after speaker expressed outrage.
My daughter was the one that was called the bloody Indian. That is out of line.
How in this day and age, can a teacher wield a box cutter and be able to cut a child's hair? That's assault.
They are students. Their priority is to learn, to gain an education while in your school. They don't need to be sitting in these meetings defending themselves.
If it was anybody else, any other ethnic group, a white person, Spanish, this would have been dealt with severely, and yet we're still here.
17-year-old Mackenzie Johnson says she's the student who was called the racist name.
I don't want this to happen to anybody else. What I want is, first of all, an apology and an assembly acknowledging this incident, that it is serious, that it should never happen again, especially to Indigenous people, because from our history and in history classes, they brush it all off like it's not a big deal. And they don't think this is serious, but it really is, because this thing happened in boarding schools. And when they came here to colonize us, they slaughtered a lot of our people. Her bringing this back impact not just me, but Native Americans all around.
Ronalda Warrido Tome, an advocate and educational consultant who works on Indian education issues, says this is an opportunity for the district to make improvements.
You're dealing with the biggest school district here in the state of New Mexico, and they have over 85,000 students that come here. In the education world, the state education world, Albuquerque is a set alone. So I think whatever happens here will rank precedence over rural area communities and what school districts are doing, because I really feel right now that APS really needs to set some policies, protocols in place for hate crimes, for racism, for any of these issues that our children are facing, and the safe protocols for them, so that when they're in school, that they're not retaliated against or bullied, because that's a huge issue that's going on now, and trying to figure out how are they going to handle this.
A response by Albuquerque Public Schools states the teacher is on leave until an investigation is complete and calls it a personnel issue. The ACLU of New Mexico has stepped in on behalf of students and families to seek resolution. The Secretary of Veterans Affairs visited the Chickasaw Nation in Oklahoma Wednesday, as KCNP's Brian Brazier reports.
Secretary Wilkie said one way to accomplish the goal of reaching tribal citizen veterans is through improved government-to-government relations.
I want to have a more robust and vital relationship with the nations of America. They serve in the military in numbers disproportionate to their size of the population. I want that service to be recognized, and I want to make sure that we have those department-to-government relationships that we should, to make sure that health care is there, that we help the nations, the tribes, get to those veterans that we can't.
He plans more town hall meetings in Indian country in the coming months. I'm Brian Brazier.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Quantic Broadcast Corporation. Funding is by Odawi Law Group, provider of Indian law solutions, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite System.
Support by the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism's MA in Social Journalism, rethinking journalism as a community service. Application deadline is December 14th at journalism.cuny.edu. PBS wants to hear from you. Are you watching the four-part series Native America on your local PBS station? PBS wants to know how you continue your cultural knowledge and tradition. PBS is collecting stories like yours at pbs.org/Native Voices.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.